Welcome, Scorpio. This is your weekly Tarotscope reading for June the 1st through to the 7th, 2015. My name is Tilly, and welcome to Tarot with Tilly. Now, before we get to these awesome cards, let me just take a moment to thank you truly for all the support you give me each and every day. It is truly, truly appreciated, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart, truly. Well, let's get to the cards. Now, we start with the King of Wands here, okay? So this is high thinking, definitely high thinking. This is an optimism. So I would have to say then that any kind of research you do, any kind of investigative things that you tend to lean towards, learning new things, leads to inspiration. And inspiration, I would have to say, mainly in money. Mainly, so a job, career, how to expand your horizons, what you really need to know. And you have this optimism about you this week. You have this, and if you don't have optimism, I mean, definitely think positive. Wipe out the negative this week. But I think that with this card being first, this is your high optimistic feelings coming through this week. That if you want to learn it, you can. That if you want to find the answers, you can. So any kind of research you do, any kind of investigation you do, any kind of learning you do is just going to inspire you this week. It's going to inspire you into a beautiful path, that's for sure. Eight of Cups, okay? It could be a very creative path going forward. So it could be using your beautiful talents, your gifts that you and you alone own, have ownership of, in order to go forward. Now, this is definitely a path of creativity, inspiration, and it's understanding that you can walk this path. What is the matter? The Chariot. Okay, this is focus. This is drive. This is expectation for the good to come in your life. This is being able to see what you can manifest down the road if you apply yourself, if you give yourself the focus and the direction, if you give it the focus and direction it's needed. That is needed. Okay, this is, this card really represents that it doesn't matter what kind of things are in your path that are trying to pull you off or add confusion to your life or instill you with a disillusionment of where you are going, that you can rein in exactly where you want to go, what you want to do, and see the actual steps forward. This could very well be researching your finances and understanding what gives you the most value going forward. Okay, where the most value needs to be placed when it comes to your finances, your value in just about everything this week. It could be relationships, it could be, but I mean, really focus on your money, the value of your money, and short term and long term. What you're doing now, what you're doing today, how you're spending your money, how you gain value from your money, what kind of investments you get into, where you want to erase debt to long term, to where you want to sit in 5 years, 10 years down the road. This is beautiful energy for it. We have the High Priestess here. Oh, mommy is calling her baby. I'm so sorry. That's all we're hearing here. Okay, so the High Priestess. This is your intuition. This is following your intuition. This is, if you have a gut feeling this week on where to go in your path forward, definitely research it. Definitely follow it one step forward. See where it can lead to. Okay, because I think that you could just walk into something with this card. You could walk into a whole new path of determination. You could walk into a whole new path of experiences. Tap into your intuition. Okay, this is like a birthing of new ideas. In order to feel strong in your path, in order to really tap into your wisdom. Well, they're really talking to each other, aren't they? We have the Ten of Wands here. Okay, and this is the value I was talking about, and really seeing what brings you value, especially in finances, but in every part of your life. Okay, if you look at this card, and I love the way the artist does this card, because we have all these different responsibilities, obligations, we have debt, we have loan payments, we have credit cards, we have responsibilities, and they all weigh us down a little bit at a time, and it all puts weight on our shoulders when it comes to walking forward and standing up strong. Okay, so we really have to look at the value of everything that is in our life, how we're walking our path forward, what we are taking with us, in order to leave behind some of those things that no longer need to come forward in our lives with us. It could be our perceptions on what we could do and what we couldn't do. It could be where we were sabotaging ourselves. It could be where we were putting limitations on ourselves and realizing that those limitations don't need to be there. It's standing up strong and true, and the only way you can do that is by decluttering. Okay, so I mean, this might be the week of the yard sale. This might be the week of getting rid of a whole bunch of stuff in your life. I said that with one other sign. I'm not sure which one, but it was early on. So Aries, Taurus, Gemini, somewhere in there. You know, if you just give things away, it does come back tenfold. So if there's a charity or something, but it's decluttering your life. It's getting rid of all those non-essentials. Okay, I was listening to something, and they stated that 80% of what we own, 80% of what we have is really just clutter. That we don't really, you know, like it's like going through your drawers or your closets, and you're like, oh, I should give this away. Well, maybe I'll need it one day, because if this certain situation came up, I could use that. And it's getting rid of those things, because it's going to hang in your closet for another year until you revisit it and decide to declutter again. So declutter your life. Get rid of all those things that are non-essential, that are weighing you down. Okay, the more that we get rid of the clutter in our life, the more that subconsciously we raise our vibration to accept new things to come into our life, because we've cleared the way. We've cleared space for new things to come into our life. Now we have the Four of Pentacles here. And this is also hanging on to things that don't belong in our life, that we're holding on to something that really doesn't give value to our life anymore, and allowing it to let go, allowing that energy to dissipate. Now, it's also raising our self-confidence, raising our belief in our own value, our own self-worth, of what we are truly capable of what we truly bring to the table. And the more you hone in on the experience that you can bring forward into the lives of many, based on your unique talents and your gifts, is going to allow for opportunity to actually show up where you can put those talents to use. So it's reaching over and picking up those pentacles at our feet and standing up true and proud with them and walking through that door of abundance. So it's something to really bring us balance. There's so much balance included with this card this week. So it could be that you just step into the right opportunity because you have raised your vibration, that you have allowed things to be cleared out of your life, allowed clutter to go, reorganized your finances in some way, or really understood where there is value. I mean, if you're going through the drive-through 3 or 4 times a day, you are not getting value for your money. Okay, you can make yourself a pot of coffee at home. You can throw on a couple of burgers at 1/10 of the cost and have all that money to invest in you, your goals, okay? Because we do have the King of Wands here. So it could be that you might want to step into a formal mode of education, learning something new, and that takes money, that takes time, that takes resources. So it's clearing out all the clutter so that you are able to do those things. Okay, now the Two of Wands also talks about just being drawn into an opportunity, or being drawn into an opportunity. So don't just dismiss things this week. I mean, look at them, research them, understand why they showed up in your path. It just might be the opportunity of a lifetime. You may not actually see it for what it's worth, so it will take at least a little bit of energy put towards in research, in understanding, does it bring value to me? Does it bring value into my life? Does it open up the doors for where I want to walk tomorrow? And don't worry about the little things this week, okay? This card is definitely paying attention to the big picture and only the big picture. This card definitely states that those little things, those little gnawing questions will be answered in time. So concentrate on the big picture of where you are going in your life, financially, career-wise, and it could be even with people. Now, I would have to say this is a card that is talking about moving into a team atmosphere, taking other people's opinions into consideration, their beliefs, what they can bring to the table. That just trying to do it on your own is sometimes so hard and so tedious. And it'll weigh down your steps, and to allow other people to come into the picture, to offer you opportunities, to be that resource, to maybe take something off your plate. Maybe it's delegating certain parts of your life to other people because it really doesn't need to be your focus anymore going forward. And opening up, it's really about opening up and expanding the space around you so that there's not a lot of extras that really don't need to be around you in your life. And it's really getting that clear view, that clear expectation, that clear drive of where you want to go. And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.